So we finally got our answer as to who is arriving on Egghead, and it is Dory and Broggy? What? Now, the Giants have always been a big part of this series, but they say they're specifically here for Luffy, and there's a couple different meanings they could have there, so let's go ahead and find out what it could mean. I mean, technically, this is our first time seeing any Giants in particular, but especially Dory and Broggy for hundreds of chapters. We got a brief glimpse at them a couple chapters ago with Shanks, so we know that they probably have something to do with Shanks, whether they are allied with him or he just gave them a tip-off. But this is really our first time seeing them in full action again, and it is kind of cool to get to see Giants in combat. We got to see a little bit with Hydrogen, but I feel like Dory and Broggy, just because we didn't get to see that much of him, they are the preeminent thing that we know of when we think of how strong Giants are in combat. I mean, you know, the guys that cut off the heads of Tyrannosaurus Rex and even beat a Sea King together. And because of that, these two show up and say they are here for Luffy. The first option is they're here to pay back a debt. They like Straw Hat from Little Garden. They heard he was in trouble. Maybe Shanks tipped them off to the fact he was in trouble to get them to go out and help, and that's the simplest answer. I don't think that's going to be the whole story with it, but this is a strong possibility that that could just be what it is. Especially since, you know, they were never ones for trickster maneuvers or deceit anyway. It seems unlikely that they're playing any kind of odds during this intervention. The next consideration is that they are here specifically for Shanks. Helping Luffy is nice, but he has some kind of plan because we know he is now going after Laugh-Tale and the One Piece, and he needs something or someone from the Straw Hats. This has, you know, been a long-standing fan theory that there will be something that all of the Straw Hats will have, or one of them in particular, that they will need to get to Laugh-Tale. This could be this theory kind of slowly becoming confirmed. Or it could be that now that Luffy's awakened, Shanks needs to see him for some reason. And then the last option is it could have something to do with the Elbaf arc in general. We know that they were going to be going to Elbaf anyway. It is the next closest island. A lot of people theorize that this arc will have to do with the Giants maybe joining the conflict in the world of One Piece because they normally seem so separated from it. In particular, a lot of people speculate that this will be the arc that Usopp will actually get to shine in, and that's also a strong possibility. We just don't know enough yet, necessarily, of what their intentions are, other than they seem to be throwing the Marines around, and that's working really well for the Straw Hats right now. They do have a good relationship with the Straw Hats, so no matter which of these three it is, or something none of us saw coming completely, I think that we will be safe with them for the time being. And that's always a good thing, I think, especially because they've kind of just been, the Straw Hats have been chased from Wano to Egghead, and now they're kind of stuck on Egghead, and they're going to be pursued from here to wherever they go. And that is, obviously, we'll probably be taking Bonnie and Kuma with them, but, and there's also a strong possibility that if any of the Eggheads survive, if in particular Dr. Vegapunk Prime survives, because, you know, he did get stabbed in the chest, but if he lives long enough, that they will probably be on the ship as well, which will only add a larger target to the Straw Hats crew for the time being.